Live from West Hollywood, it's My WeHo World. With your host, Joel Q. I'm Joel Q. Also, the show should be known as Spotlight on West Hollywood City Council. And I want to welcome my special guest tonight, Lindsey Horvath. How's it going?
It's going well.
Yeah, you're quite the busy girl.
It's a busy place.
Look at this dossier I have on you.
Well, I can't wait.
It's all good. It's all good for you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks.
I have to say, well, congratulations on everything that you've done. There's just so much to go over here.
Thank you very much.
My housekeeper woke me up this morning and said there was an email that was coming through, and she said that came through from the Donald Trump campaign that Lindsey, she said, Mr. Joel, Lindsey has an abortion, okay, and you pay to keep it quiet. I fired my housekeeper. Well, I almost did. And what's going on with it? What kind of craziness is this?
I know, it's pretty crazy.
Does it get that low? I guess it does.
I guess so. I had some anti-choice folks email our entire city council with some really disgustingly graphic videos suggesting that it was evidence of my secret abortion, which was just beyond inflammatory and awful. I had someone email me saying they were going to gut me like a fish, and this is all in response to just asking for a little civility and discourse, and asking somebody who's running for the highest office in the land to respect it while he's running. So
did that floor you?
I mean, it's pretty shocking to receive something like that.
Well, in this business, there's kind of no such thing as bad publicity, right?
Well,
this is a little over the top.
As you know, I earlier this year called for some civility and discourse in our city council chambers and in our community. We were having some pretty heated discussions as a community, and even when I was running, there was
I watched Channel 10, I'm one of their only
very
viewers.
good.
Yeah.
And even when I was running, there was a mail piece that came out that was pretty inflammatory against one of my opponents, who's now my colleague, and I put a statement out at that time saying that I thought it was offensive and wrong that she was being attacked in that way. So this is something I've consistently stated. This is just who I am, and I know I'm a bit of a dreamer when it comes to this, and I certainly respect everybody's right to free speech, but I just hope that we can create an environment where people feel comfortable contributing their thoughts and ideas and want to come forward and engage in public discourse. That's what I'm trying to do.
This is the primary, okay, for the presidential elections.
Yeah.
This is the craziest one I've ever seen in my lifetime. I can't believe people running for the highest office in the land would actually come out and say the things that they have said, telling people it's okay to punch other people, and
exactly,
it's crazy. Well,
exactly, it's scary and it's wrong.
Well, moving on. So you didn't have an abortion.
Absolutely not.
Okay, you're not really married to Flipper.
Not. I don't even know who Flipper is.
You don't know who Flipper is?
No.
They called him Flipper.
Oh, the dolphin? No. No.
Well, the Inquirer had you with Flipper last week. No.
Oh, is that right?
Well, anyhow, girl, you're all over the place. Today you did a women's luncheon on, what was the subject?
It was with the UN Foundation.
The UN Foundation.
And they were having a conversation about global health.
for global health. Now,
Yes.
did you eat health food?
It was pretty healthy. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Was there
Apparently,
alcohol?
everybody loves salmon.
Yeah,
Salmon's a thing.
salmon. Yeah.
It used to be the rubber chicken dinners, and now it's salmon
Rubber
everywhere.
chicken.
You know.
Was it GMO salmon?
You know, I didn't ask.
Was it pink?
Oh yes.
So now I know you tweet so much. It's hard to keep up with. I heard in strictest confidence.
Oh, okay.
Now this is strictest confidence.
Okay.
Okay. Don't tell anybody.
All right.
That if Hillary Clinton wins the presidency, you might be getting a position on her cabinet.
I don't know who you heard that from.
I have sources. Could you put the camera on me? Thank you. I have sources everywhere.
No.
You know, including Flipper, your boyfriend.
No. That would be news to me. No, I've been a huge Hillary supporter for a long time. So my support of her.
What is she like in person?
She's pretty dynamic and really incredible. I mean, she's. Everything that I know about her and everything that I've seen her do, I remember her as First Lady when I was growing up in the 90s, and to see how she changed the dialogue and how she challenged how people saw that role, really changed the way you could see women in a position of leadership. And I just really appreciate the way that she's pushed boundaries. She's opened up different conversations that are really important. So she's definitely changing the conversation, and you know, she gets beat up a lot for it too.
She gets beat up. They practically burn her at the stake.
I know, and she sticks with it, and I really believe that's because she's committed to doing this job, and she really wants to be of service. She believes in what she's doing. That's really important.
You know, if I know there's going to be some tough questions.
Okay.
Okay. You know, you might need a drink or something in between.
Thanks. Like Mellie, the First Lady on Scandal, she had a secret stash in the White House.
Back in the 1800s, it was a snuff box.
Now okay.
So I got you some hooch there. Anyhow, West Hollywood City Council.
Yes.
There's two women on.
Yes.
You and Lauren Meister.
Yes.
And three men.
Yes.
John, and John. And several of them are not being very good boys. I know this is a difficult time because your colleagues are costing the city money. All right. We have we call it Deputy Gate. And what are your thoughts? Anything you want to say?
You know, I actually can't say too much legally, but what I can say is, I understand that, but you know,
told you need that drink.
I want to respect, you know, that we're sort of in the middle of some legal questions right now. So out of respect for that, I'm not going to say too much other than I think as a council, when we made the decision to eliminate the deputy program, it was the right decision at the right time for the right reasons. And,
how long did that project end, the deputy program?
We ended the deputy program last June.
Last June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was when we brought forward the decision.
Yeah. And what is our city manager's name? What is his name again?
Paul Aravallo.
Oh yeah. He's starting to feel the boiling water a little bit now too.
You know, he's done a tremendous job in terms of managing how we reconfigure city council support, how we're handling the transition. We've gone through a big year of change, and so Paul's had a lot on his plate, and as have we. You know, and I really want to applaud, especially our city staff, for how hard they've worked. Yeah, let's give them a round of applause because it has been a really big year of change, and you know, sometimes we pushed and pushed, and I know with Lauren and I being new to the city council, we brought a lot of new ideas forward in this one very short year. So a lot's been changing, and they've been handling it well.
I love the idea of having women run everything.
Oh well, that's very nice.
In my house, my father made the money, but my mother budgeted the money, and if it was up to my father, we'd all have a big party.
Yeah.
You know, I think women are very good at it. Okay, they know there's a future ahead.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, we're doing the best that we can, and I'm glad you think we're doing a good job.
Well, we really appreciate it. One thing that was brought up to me, West Hollywood is not going along with the minimum wage. What's up with that?
You tell me. That's exactly how I feel. You know, John Heilman brought forward the motion along with our former colleague Abby Land to take a look at how the city could look at increasing the minimum wage. We were the first city to take up that conversation and in California, and so we were really at the forefront. as you know, there was some elections, some of the election stuff that happened. We kind of delayed that conversation, and eventually when John Heilman returned to the council, he took it back up. But it's a conversation that's been going on for a long time. People felt, people in the business community in particular, felt like increasing the minimum wage at the rate that was proposed was too much too soon. But somehow it's going to work for Los Angeles City and County. It's going to work for Santa Monica, which went even more aggressive. It's going to work for Long Beach and Malibu. All of these other cities have passed it. So we, Councilmember Heilman and I, worked really hard to advance that conversation. But our colleagues felt that they wanted to go in a different direction.
So it's not off the table. It can come back.
Well, it will come back to us on first reading. So what we did was we had the initial conversation about what we wanted the ordinance to include. So we will receive the ordinance back on first reading. We'll take a look at what the attorneys write up for us, what all is included, and we'll be able to have that conversation again to sort of revisit if there are any issues. And then legally, once we pass whatever we pass, we're required to take it back for second reading. So we'll have some time to take a look and incorporate changes if we think they're needed.
There's no red tape, is there?
I know. But here's the thing.
You just said more than I say all day, actually, and I talk a lot.
I know. But
How do you keep track of all this?
Here's the thing about bureaucracy. We all hate it. We all complain about it, and rightfully so. There are so many things, especially in a small city, that just need to go away. But bureaucracy, as I understand it, was originally incorporated by our founding fathers to slow down government and make sure that we're taking the time to allow
look at everything and
take a look at everything, but to allow voices to be part of that process. And so that's what we're doing. We stage this out. This is the process how we pass ordinances, so more people can get their voies heard in the process.
Like the Catholic Church, they take their time
well,
for the second coming to come.
Well, that as a Catholic, I have lots to say about that. So.
Well, the Pope is getting I understood today, and not to get off subject, Catholics that are divorced can take communion. So, woo!
Yep, that's exactly right, and I think they've been doing that for a while.
Let's talk a little bit about your accomplishments.
Oh,
all right. So, evaluation of expansion of mental health supports for homeless population. That seems to be, we do have a problem with homeless.
Yeah.
And it's not illegal to be homeless.
No, it's not illegal to be homeless, and but it's certainly criminal that we aren't doing a better job as taking care of people in our community. And I think that it's not unique to West Hollywood. It's an issue that we're seeing throughout the region, and that's why I've been very dedicated in looking at how we can address these issues. When I got on the council a couple months later, I did 5 nights of ride-alongs with the sheriff's deputies, and to
5 nights.
5 nights in a row from
ride-along with the deputies.
From 11 p.m. to roughly 2 a.m. 10 to 11.
Were you dating one of them or something?
No. Nope.
No?
I thought.
Making sure he had his bullets?
No, not at all. I just was making sure that before we gave direction on public safety, that I knew exactly what people were saying.
Don't you?
Yeah, and so one of the issues that we ran into was how do they deal with homeless folks?
Was that the night you guys drove me home when I had?
No, not you.
It wasn't me. Okay.
But it was really important for me to see how they handled the situation, and so in conversations with deputies who had to respond to some issues, we talked about what services were available, and I learned that the county has these teams where a social worker responds with a mental health services provider responds with a deputy to some of these issues. And I thought, well, why can't we have more of that in the city? Because it shouldn't be a crime to be homeless.
It is not a crime.
We need to make sure that people are getting the services they need.
It's sad. It's very sad. When you look at those people, because I live right here, I walk up and down Santa Monica Boulevard at least 5-6 times a week, and you come across them, and you realize this person had a mother and a father at some point, or you wonder what went wrong in their life to go down the road.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you mentioned to me earlier about yellow loading zones are going to be changed for Uber and Lyft pickup.
Yes, so that's
that deserves a yeah.
Oh, thank
now,
you.
Is this your idea? Is this your idea?
It was an idea that I had, you know, in speaking, this was one of the things that came out of those ride-alongs as well, when we were trying to get through down Santa Monica Boulevard, down Sunset Boulevard, especially in those nighttime areas where people were getting in and out of cars to go to their bars or nightclubs or whatever they were doing, dinner, whatever it was. Right. You know, the traffic was slowing down because people were getting dropped off in a traffic lane. And so we talked about, what if we created designated areas for people to safely get picked up and dropped off, so that way we don't have people who have been drinking walking into oncoming traffic.
What? My husband and I, we Uber down to like the west side, you know.
Smart.
And I always have the Uber driver pulling on Palm by the car wash and drop us off there just to be safe.
Exactly.
Because if you get dropped in front of Mickey's or Trunks, you're risking somebody rear-ending you. Someone that, let's face it, people still are not paying attention. People still are, it's dangerous in the crosswalks. We still have a situation with crosswalk safety. And, you know, so I think that's a great idea.
Well, I really appreciate that. You know, there's the pickup too. I definitely encourage people to use the pickup shuttle if you can.
Okay.
But the loading zones are going to convert to safe areas where people can get picked up and dropped off now, which is great.
I got a questionnaire in the mail the other day.
Okay.
About
about transportation services.
Yeah, like the city line pickup and the one of the other things do I use and la-di-da. And I didn't fill it out yet.
Okay, well,
but I
we'll eagerly await your responses.
Well, but so they're going to be making some changes based on they're trying to get some data in.
Absolutely, we always want to hear from people, and this is a prime time to be able to do it.
And this is one of your notes, the LGBT Youth Initiative.
Yeah.
With the Mayor Eric Garcetti.
Yeah.
Now tell us about that.
So we heard, you know, I heard from some of the LGBTQ youth who were looking.
So that means under 18?
Yes. They were looking for where they saw themselves in our Pride celebration, and they couldn't really.
Where do they see themselves?
Exactly. And so they, you know, they talked about some of the issues that they were facing as young people.
I'm easy to be seen. I'm fat.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
All right. See the circle
You're
down
easy
there?
to be seen because you're beautiful.
Do you notice anything different about me from the last time you saw me?
Well, should we talk about it?
I lost a pound.
There you go. There we go.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
Where do the youth see themselves?
So they really didn't. They were seeing that a lot of the activities that were part of our LA Pride events were really adult oriented. And so I wanted to raise the visibility of what their needs and issues and interests are. And so as part of the Pride celebration, there's always been a mayor's event. Right. And so I took the opportunity to turn that event into a way that we could advance something for our youth. And so Mayor Eric Garcetti and I put together an action plan and brought it to all the mayors of LA County. And now every city hall has a resource guide for any issues that LGBTQ youth come to City Hall with. They now know who in LA County will be able to provide those services and support our youth throughout the county.
You know what? That's good. Because you know what? I think it's got to be very difficult to be a young person in any gender situation or any LGBT or straight. It's got to be a difficult time.
And we know a lot of our
just watch a presidential debate.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. Well, and
my parents are spinning in their graves.
You see the numbers of homeless youth. About 40% of them are identify as LGBTQ. So we really need to make sure that we're paying attention to these. Queer questioning.
Queer questioning. Yeah. I wrote something on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and I said the LGBT community, and some youth said, "You forgot the Q." Okay.
I think there's Q, Q, A. I don't know all of the letters, admittedly.
I got reprimanded. And I'm like, what's going on? You know,
we all have lots to learn.
For the last 35 years. You know?
We all have lots to learn.
You know. Well, I got some viewer mail.
Okay.
I always put out that you're coming.
All right.
And so forth. And one was wanted to know for date. He looked like a weirdo, so
I. Okay. Thank you for protecting me from that.
Yeah, I know. I said we don't go for that stuff around here.
Yeah.
You know what? And just so I'm going to let you read the question. This is a tough question, and if you don't want to answer it, I'll let you read it and you speak loudly.
Okay. Well, it says John Duran has been responsible for 2 major issues: misuse of his city-issued credit card for personal business, and the second, a payout of $500,000 for a settlement in a purported sexual scandal. Is it possible as citizens to have him recalled as a council member?
That's a pretty good question. Lindsay, what you do, you just take the question and toss it on the ground like that, just.
That's about where it should go. You know,
you could have just done that and not answered it. That's why I gave it to you to read. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
It's a tough question. I mean,
there are legalities involved here.
Absolutely. You know, what I can say is
Is there a recourse?
Any council member can be recalled by the people at any time. It is
but
an
there's
extensive.
A process that you have to go.
Yes. It's an extensive process that takes a period of time. So any one of us can be recalled. The people certainly have the right to recall any one of us after we're elected.
Being that you and Lauren are the only females on the council, do you find this to be challenging times with what's going on right now?
Well, I think anytime there's conflict among any of our conflict among any of our colleagues, it's difficult.
Well, you know they've given us the feast with these scandals. You know, it's as a gay man, you know, it's got the gay, I think it has a lot of gay men that trusted these and voted for these people and put them there. It's like these lawsuits have turned into like a cottage industry. Well, kind of like, you know, the Catholic Church. Did you see the movie Spotlight?
I did.
That's why I'm changing the name. Spotlight on West Hollywood.
Well, I don't know that exactly applies, but but I will say that you know, it's difficult whenever there's conflict among the five of us as colleagues. So so yes, of course, it's difficult, but you know, we're working through it, and I think, you know, there's an election coming up, so I'm sure we'll hear a lot more.
Next one. This is about. Thank you. It's a tough question, and you gave a good answer. This person writes, I read that a total renovation cost of West Hollywood Park, meaning the building that we're in here now and the swimming pool, has now increased to over $98 million. This is almost twice as much as appropriated originally. What is the reason for this? Do you know?
It's not.
Well, let me do my. There we go.
There you go. It's not more than twice as much as was originally appropriated.
What was the original budget?
You know, I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but I do know that in phase one, when we were considering whether to approve the most recent budget increase, in phase one we saved millions of dollars in the way, and we finished ahead of schedule. So we reinvested that cost savings into what phase two is now. So it's a big number, but it's what the city has done, you know, in smartly managing our money and managing citizen dollars to reinvest back into the community, into something that people can enjoy. So if our money's going to go anywhere, it should go back into the community, and that's what we're doing. I heard in strictest confidence we'll be getting a new studio. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and HD and stereo.
But it's already so lovely in here.
I know. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. But you know, Lindsay, if you're in HD, we're going to have to make sure we'll have to have a makeup person on hand.
That's true. My dermatologist will be embarrassed if I don't take care of my skin.
Flawless beauty.
Oh, you're sweet.
You're flawless. But that's good. I mean, you know, it's a big project, right?
It is. It's a very big project.
It's a very big project.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be done by the year 2020?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
I think so. You know, we broke it up into phases to make sure that we accommodated very important city celebrations like our Pride celebration. So I'm excited to see how we do it, and I'm very excited to see it once it's all completed. I think the community's really going to enjoy it.
I think you can read that question. I think we just answered that question.
All right.
Read that.
I'm a volunteer at the West Hollywood studio where you shoot your show.
Could be any one of us.
Oh, well. I noticed that the studio could use some things, but I understand there is a very limited budget. Our city is dubbed the Creative City. There seems to be plenty of funding for other creative arts. TV is also a creative art and belongs to the people who are citizens of West Hollywood. How can we get this changed and get more money for WHPA? Well, it's actually a conversation I've had with our communications team that, you know, I think as a creative city, we definitely want to make sure that our local programming is something we are all really excited about and is given the resources and time and attention that it needs. So,
you know, maybe add a potter's wheel. You can bolt and play.
Oh, is that what's going to happen?
No, but
I've never done that.
Well, you know, I think I think people don't realize, I know you understand, when you come in and do a show like this, you get the 4 walls, and you get the cameras, and you get the equipment, and you have Yvette Sotelo. Thank you, Yvette Sotelo. Okay, but she's only one person. They don't have a budget, and you've got to bring in, I got like Raul and Kirk and Sean, I just we rely on. Thank you, everybody, our wonderful staff. We couldn't do. Okay, you and my husband, of course, who's sitting in the control room.
Yeah.
All right, we pull this all together, and then after we shoot this, then it's about another 15 to 20 hours of editing and finishing and polishing, and it's a lot of work that goes into it. Where maybe we could open up more workshops or something like that for people to get involved in creativity and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Oh, we'll just go for this question. I think that will run out of time, and I don't know.
Okay. All of the newly elected council members, including John D'Amico, promised moderate expansion and growth. This is not the fact. As a matter of fact, growth is through the roof and making West Hollywood inaccessible for our core population to live here. Why have the council members not kept their promise?
That's a tough question.
Well, I think what we're seeing right now is a lot of the development that's been pent up for a long period of time is finally coming to fruition because the funding has come through.
Because funding has come through, right.
Yes, and a primary example of that is the project at Sunset in La Cienega. Do you know that not one person on the city council today ever approved that project?
How did it get done?
Not even John Heilman. He never voted for it.
Oh.
So
then how did it get done?
It got approved over 15 years ago. So there are lots of projects.
Isn't that called the Millennial Project?
Exactly.
Right.
So there are lots.
I live right below there. A guy was killed there.
So
a
you
guy
may
was
have
killed
heard.
about 2 weeks ago.
I heard, and that's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I heard the sirens going there.
Yeah, it was really sad. And that project was something that was approved by a city council that doesn't exist anymore. So there are some projects that
people that have fountains.
There you go. There you go. So it's been a while since some of those have been approved. So that's why we're seeing those come to fruition. And now we actually, as a council, ended that. We created, there are now sunset clauses to these entitlements, so that way we can't have something that laid waiting for 15 years in order to be developed.
That's quite a big project.
Yeah, it is.
It's humongous, that project, which is like, whoa.
And so another important thing that we're doing to address this very concern is we're taking a look at our multifamily housing zones, our R2 to R4, and taking a look at how the general plan, which was approved back in 2011, how it's working, where it's not working, and what tools we have to address some of those issues. We're governed by state law, but we also have some discretion at the local level, and so hopefully that process is going to let us know exactly where we need to start solving problems.
What do you think? We're running close to time. What do you think the biggest challenge of West Hollywood? What do we need to focus on? What do you think is our most important thing that we focus on right now?
Communication.
Communication?
Yes. I think that whether it's people
Can
being...
you hear me? I hear you.
I think sometimes people feel exactly that way. Sometimes people feel like their voices aren't being heard, or that they don't know how to get involved. They don't know how to express their opinion in a way where it's actually going to be acted upon. And so, and vice versa, I think City Hall has a great deal of improvement to come in order to work out better how we're doing things at City Hall and how we're communicating it to the community, especially when it comes to public safety issues. So that's something I've been harping on all year, and we're starting to see some improvements.
And I want to be safe when I cross that street.
Exactly.
I have a walker now. We're out of time. But
okay, very good.
Lindsey, it's always a pleasure having you on. You have a great future ahead of you.
Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you very much.
Ta-da!